Hello everyone, I'm just jumping on here today. We're going to talk about a little bit about witches, right? So, as true followers of religion and cosmologies, witches and Wiccans share some beliefs and disagree on others, just as any religion does, right? The ideas may be influenced by their cultural traditions and backgrounds, personal life experiences that each one has went through, right? Or individual temperaments of each one. In general, most seek to improve themselves, right? And humankind as a whole, and to live in harmony with the universe. This means working for the greater good of all, often through the use of magic and the harming none rule, right? So, which is the witch? Despite the ugly face that the other religions have tried to put on witches, right? Historically, most have been concerned with helping individuals and communities. Of course, there are some, wicked witches, just like there are wicked people in the world, right? There's greedy evangelists and there's pedophile priests. I mean, it's the same everywhere you go, right? It's important to remember that fear and misunderstanding underlie the misconception many people hold about witches. So once you get to know them, witches and Wiccans pretty much are like everyone else that you know. They just see the world a little differently than some, right? So the words Wicca and witch come from the Anglo-Saxon term wiki, meaning to bend or shape, right? The term was used to refer to a female witch. Wicca referred to a male witch. The plural is Wiccan. The Old English word Wiccacraft meant witchcraft, right? So in the past, many witches learned their art or their, witchcraft as a part of family tradition. It was passed on from family to family, from tradition to tradition, from witch to witch, right? And they were carefully trained in this practice. Villages and cities alike had their honored people, right, whom would run for all kinds of help, right? From encouraging crops to grow to fixing a broken heart. Healing made up a large part of the witches' work, and many witches were knowledgeable herbalists and midwives at that time, right? In exchange for such services, the witches might receive a chicken, a measure of grain, or other necessities. The barter system was what the witches used, and that is what I was just going on about the other day too. That is something I believe that we should all go back to. Get rid of the money and go back to bartering. Hey, sorry guys. A complete energy exchange, right? Just an energy exchange between one person and another. I have what you need. You have what I need. We exchange what we both need and get what we both need, right? That way you don't have one is better than the other one. One's way up here on the economic scale and one's way down here on the economic scale. We're all equal. And we're all in this together. That's another thing. I have been prophesied in my dreams, come to me in many forms, with the fairies, with going up into this ship and waiting in a waiting room and then going into this room asking if I was ready to go home or if I was ready to still come down here and do what I need to do. I wasn't ready to go home. I'm still here. Thank God I decided that. But my mission was, I've always been told, love is the key. That is what we need to go back to. Community. Loving each other. No matter who it is. helping one another, going back to the bartering, right? Going back to the old ways, which is learn their skills as a craft, just as someone might learn carpentry nowadays, right? Religious constructs weren't linked with the practice of witchcraft itself, though individual witches may have followed the beliefs of their families or the culture that they were going in, right? So witches do not need to believe in a divine being like God or anything like that. But you will hear them say the divine, the universe, Mother Earth, Gaia, is here in order to perform their work, right? Just as computer programmers and auto mechanics don't have to be a member of a particular faith to do their jobs, right? Witches are not necessarily Wiccan. There are many different kinds of witches. Witchcraft implies a mythology. So, whereas the word Wiccan refers to a person who has adopted a specific spiritual philosophy. Witches can follow any religion or none at all, and Wiccans practice specific rituals and moral codes just as people of other world faiths do. So, like, there are green witches, there are herbal witches, there are the hearth witch, which is someone that's in the kitchen and works with a lot of herbs as well and baking. And there are so many different kinds. So however, the lack of an ethical or religious construct does not mean witches are without ethics or religion. The use of magic is simply a means to an end and is in itself morally neutral. Ethics get involved only in how magic is wielded. For the most part, both witches and Wiccans believe in religious tolerance and respect every path as having potential for human enlightenment. Most Wiccans have come from other religious backgrounds and believe that people must choose their own path. You must choose your own path. Whatever that is for you, you must choose it. You're not likely to find a Wiccan standing on a street corner trying to convert passerbys to their faith, right? It's just not something that you're going to see. So that is where I'm going to leave that today. Just a little bit on what witches are. I will be getting into some herbal remedies on here as well, giving you some bath bombs that you can make up yourself, maybe give away for Christmas. The ingredients for them. So be on the lookout for that stuff. I love you all. Have an amazing day. And remember, you all have magic within you. You hold the key to your life. And only you can make it better or worse. Bye, guys.